Today on New Challenger, Veronica Belmont explains to me why I'm crazy for not liking Diablo 3. I don't think it's true, you guys. This episode of New Challenger is brought to you by Thrillist. Welcome to the show. I'm Anthony. You know, guys, Diablo 3 came out last week, and okay, I'm gonna admit this. I am not that into it. I'm hearing everybody talk it up like it's the greatest thing in the world, and I feel like I am taking crazy pills. So I've asked my pal Veronica Belmont from Techzilla and Sword and Laser to help me see what I am missing. Veronica, am I a crazy person?
No, but I think you're being inflammatory to troll for video views.
No, because I've never gotten video views in my life, and it's probably not gonna start now, but
fair enough.
No, you know what? I feel like the game is a little boring. I feel like it's maybe even a step.
Boring?
I feel like it's maybe even a step back in terms of gameplay, and like from Diablo 2 to Diablo 3. I feel like it's maybe a little oversimplified, and I just feel like these days something like Diablo feels a bit like a browser game or a social game in a way. Yeah. So if you don't mind, I know we both have our scores here for the game, and I thought that we would go through the categories here, and you could explain to me why I am an idiot, apparently, because everybody thinks I am an idiot for this, but I just don't like it.
No, well, that can't be the case, because I know that a lot of the fans are riled up about this game right now. And I'm starting to see a very interesting thing between game reviewers and the people that play games in terms of a disparity for reviews these days. And this is definitely going along those lines as well.
Do you see the disparity? Are you saying in terms of reviewers are scoring higher?
Higher. They're skewing higher than players would be giving the game. I mean, just looking at the Metacritic score.
Yeah.
I mean, Diablo 3 has like an 88 or an 89 on Metacritic right now, but the fan rating is like 4.1.
Yeah.
It's like way lower.
And I think we should mention that probably got tanked so heavily because of server and technical issues.
Right, it was in that initial first couple of days of really bad service.
Yeah, which are still kind of happening. Like, I do think that you should absolutely mark a game off for something like that. I hate the always-on DRM. It's something that just got the game off to a terrible start for me, and maybe I just never rebounded from that, kind of like a lot of players.
It's possible. I mean, that's absolutely something that can kind of stick in your mind and affect your overall gameplay. But I think you should give it more of a chance.
Okay.
Is it just that you don't have enough friends to play with? Do you just need more friends?
You know what? Playing with friends. You know, we'll do this when we get. We'll do this when we get to gameplay, because I do have something to say about playing with friends. But let's start off here. The first is visuals.
Okay.
I went 7. Where did you go?
I went 6.8 for the visuals in the regular gameplay and 10 for cutscenes.
Thus, I fell willingly. Because humanity is the only hope for this world.
So whatever the average of that is.
Okay, so we kind of felt the same in terms of visuals. This is not a super cool looking game. It looks like really like somebody on DeviantArt was like, what if Diablo 2 was made today? And they just like put it on their DeviantArt account.
Well, what could you see better? Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm thinking of other games that are in a similar vein and how they look.
I wonder if, because this is not like WoW, where you're running so much back-end data at once, I wonder if they couldn't have gotten a little more dynamic with things like camera. I wonder if they couldn't have, the cutscenes are beautiful, you gave the cutscenes a 10, but I wonder if we couldn't have gotten to the point where the camera could have changed and a lot of those cutscenes could have been real-time.
No, I don't know. I don't know how that would work technically.
I don't know how it would work technically either. I'm not a math magician or whatever.
You certainly are not. And neither am I, for that matter.
You know what's interesting though, and I think the look, I thought about this when I was looking at how maybe not up to cutting edge the visuals are. I would not be surprised, knowing that a lot of the game logic is run on the server and the game is not super high end. I could see Diablo 3 being a really good tablet game.
I can see that as well. That would make sense. We're at that stage now in the technology for like iPad games and even iPhone games where we're getting that same level of detail, that same level of graphics.
And I feel just like with the click and hold and the hot bar and everything, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't go super high end because they're planning something like that.
I wouldn't be surprised either. You know, the one thing that I'm having issues with are some of the controls and some of the hotbars. And I know I could probably go back and change those, and which I will. So yeah, the controls have been a little bit of a touch and go for me.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah,
touch and go.
They're not touch them.
Yeah, you touch the buttons.
You touch the buttons to
sorry.
control the game. So yeah, so visuals, I think we're both pretty much in agreement. Above average, but not what we would have expected, I think, for as long a development cycle as Diablo had.
Exactly.
All right, so next up we have audio, which I gave a 9. Veronica?
I also gave a 9.
I thought it was great.
Blizzard does a phenomenal job with their audio.
Unbelievable.
They do great mixing, they do great voiceover. I love the effects in the game, so I'm very happy with audio.
Kirk Hamilton said the funniest thing in one of his articles about Diablo 3, which is, you would not think that there was the perfect sound for punching a goat man and having him explode into guts, but somehow they found it.
Yeah.
Like all just the little squishes and everything, and as much as I'm not into the control and the gameplay, like there's something just so visceral about the sound.
Oh, don't use the word visceral.
Visceral.
You cannot be.
I'm gonna use the.
I got so much crap for saying the word visceral on
You
Game
did?
Back. Yeah, it's a very overused.
So you're just giving it to me
trope.
because you got it?
Yeah, I'm passing it along to you now.
Boo.
Like, no, people hate that.
You were just made fun of, so you're making fun of me.
People hate that
that's
word.
Not cool.
That's overused.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed it. Music was great. The only thing, some of that voiceover is just so cornball. Deckard Cain has got the most cornball
Come on,
voice.
but he's Deckard Cain.
I don't like it.
All this pain, this destruction. What is the sword to you?
Make it cool.
Whatever.
Make it. All right, next up is presentation. 9. 7. So,
I
presentation.
wasn't really sure what you meant by presentation.
So presentation is like, overall story, overall theme of the game.
All right, let me move that up to it. That's an 8.
That's an 8?
No, I'll leave it.
Yeah, we'll just leave it. We'll say it's an 8.
It's an 8.
I thought they built like I'm not into the world, but I thought they built a really cool world and kind of a nice story.
I mean, I just wish there was more to it. Like, I know there's a great storyline, but I don't feel fully invested in the storyline just yet, and I wish there was more quests. I guess I'm just used to the WoW model.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a while since Diablo 2, and so I'm expecting more kinds of adventures in the world, and so I'm
Did you
I'm
want
not
more
used to
branching?
that. Maybe a little more branching.
And like
a
less
little
linear?
more of a different kind of storyline for my particular character. I love the backstory. Like right now, I'm focusing on my demon hunter, and so
I'm playing a demon hunter as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good for comparison's sake.
Yeah.
But I love her backstory, and I love hearing the kinds of things she says to her companions and to the other people in the game.
Yeah.
So I like that aspect.
Although
but
it gets
I just
a
wish there
little-
was more to the branching.
Yeah, it gets a little repetitive, the dialogue between characters. Like my demon hunter and the Templar go back and forth constantly, and it's like the same four
And
things
the scoundrel,
over and over.
he just
Yeah.
wants like hit on you the whole time. Let's go, it's money, and let's do
So-
something sexy.
Look at this architecture. This predates the Sin War.
I can teach you more about sin.
Please don't.
Pretty good, but not, like, once again, not the best I've seen.
Okay.
All right, finally, gameplay, and I think this is where it's all gonna come down, Veronica Belmont.
I don't even remember what I gave it. I gave it an 8.
I gave it a 5.
Ooh.
Fliff. I gave it a 5.
I just wanted to do that.
What do you
'cause
think about that? We're gonna go into why we did
It's
this.
so satisfying.
And it's not.
It
And we're gonna
is.
go into why and also give our overall scores when we come back. But first, I wanted to thank Thrillist for sponsoring the show today. Guys, I'm always the last dude to hear about fun things to do or great places to go in my city. Maybe Veronica's right, and I just don't have a good support system. I'm the dude that only seems to find out about great stuff the day after it happens. And if that sounds like you too, you should do what I did and sign up for Thrillist. It's a free daily email that sifts through the crap in your town to find the best new bars, restaurants, events, and services. Whatever it is, they promise it will not suck. Just hit up Thrillist.com/challenger and you'll start getting Thrillist sweet, sweet knowledge right away. Don't be me. Don't be that guy. Go do fun things. Veronica Belmont.
You know, I subscribe to Thrillist and I'm a girl.
Boom.
I'm just
like
saying.
that. Ladies subscribe to Thrillist too. Anybody can. Male and female demon hunters love Thrillist. No, I gave it a 5 in gameplay. You gave it an 8.
I did.
This felt like a social game, like a browser game. It felt very felt very Farmville-ish to me.
Farmville-ish?
Cow clicker. You're just clicking and holding on things. Run and fetch me this. Run and fetch me that.
There's not a lot of grinding in this game, in my opinion, at least. The only thing that I can say about gameplay is that I wish it were a little more challenging.
Yes.
I know, it gets a lot harder coming up on Act 3, but like Act 1 and 2 just seemed a little bit repetitive. I understand that part, but
I love how you held up my hand. You held up your hand. You're like, no, because I'm so mad.
But just going through the world with your friends, and it's so satisfying just to kill the crap out of things. And I love being able to, I'm really focused right now on getting the right kind of gear for my character. And I love that I can port back and forth between like the place where I'm at and back to town, so I can sell stuff easily. I'm getting a lot of satisfaction out of blacksmithing.
Too easy? You don't, in comparison to Diablo 2, you don't feel like just basic things like skill trees and being able to go back to town so easily, and
I have
these little health globes everywhere don't just feel like too casual for you?
I understand that. I have a feeling that perhaps Blizzard is trying to make the game more accessible. I mean, they've definitely done that with World of Warcraft in terms of taking the things that are overly complicated
and turning them into cartoon pandas.
No, shut up. Shut up. They make it, they want you to focus on the gameplay, so they tone down all the complication in other areas so that you can pay more attention to having fun, in my opinion. I think like going around with 3 of my friends and going through the world and doing all the stuff is a lot of fun. I'm having a blast with it.
Going through with friends in multiplayer feels to me like going out bowling. Like going with your friends and going bowling. Because I'm not super into bowling. Bowling isn't really all that great, but just being around your friends is fun.
So I think I have an answer for you. You need to be playing Diablo 3 drunk.
I do everything drunk.
There you go.
I'm drunk
Problem
right now.
solved. Problem solved.
So
if you think it's like bowling drunk is way more fun.
Bowling
Trust
drunk
me.
is, I think you can bowl when you're not drunk.
I don't
even
think you can.
Even at children's birthday parties when I was a kid, I would get a little sauced.
Oh, juice.
Well, you just inflate those bumper buddies. I'm gonna get drunk.
What is a bumper buddy?
A bumper buddy gets rid of the gutters.
Right, I got that.
And that's what I feel like it is. It's not even bowling. Those? Diablo 3 is bowling with bumper buddies.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
All right, so then when you play through your first game, you can go back and set the setting up to like insanity mode.
I'm never gonna get there.
Challenge myself a little bit.
Because like you said, in Act 1 and Act 2, it's so click and hold because you never feel like you're in danger. That's my problem, is I never feel, it's just click, 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 hit 2, click, click, click,
I have to admit,
1.
I haven't died yet.
How can you like that?
I died in the beta a couple of times, and I'm not sure what was different with that. Maybe I was just getting used to it. I've had quite a bit of lag trouble.
That's why you died. Anytime I've died, it's been lag.
Why are you convincing me that this game is not fun?
This game is horrible. Let's give this horrible game our overall rating. It's not horrible. I'm not into it. My overall rating for this game was a 6.
8.
I think history will prove me right on this one, Veronica Belmont.
I don't agree with you. I think that people are very angry right now because of the server troubles and the lag troubles, and I think once they, continue playing the game with their friends and continue experiencing it and have a chance to go through and actually get some really great gear and go on the harder modes, I think people will come around.
That's the other thing. I'm not a loot addict, so that's another thing.
Oh,
like
I don't
care if my plus 8 to vitality crossbow can be replaced with a plus 7, but also gathers.
You want dexterity as a demon hunter.
I got a lot of dexterity, Veronica Belmont.
I don't want to know that.
So there you go. It is entirely possible that I am indeed insane, but I don't think so. Thank you for trying to out me to the world, Veronica. But I don't think it worked.
Page view troll.
You can watch Veronica on Techzilla and the Sword and Laser. And if you want the real nitty-gritty review of Diablo 3 from someone who is not a total hater like me, Tara's got her review right here on Rev3 Games. So check that out and be sure to subscribe either at youtube.com/Rev3Games or revision3.com/games. And I will be right back here next Thursday. Seriously, dexterity.
Do the throwing thing. We throw the card.
Yeah, do a Letterman. Oh, that was a good one.